What's going on, Sumolings? Thank you so much for joining us for another product walkthrough webinar. I am Lindsay, and today I am joined by the team over at Videolinq. Videolinq is a powerful video streaming tool that allows you to broadcast live content to multiple social media platforms and websites. It's on AppSumo right now, starting at $59 for a lifetime deal. Before we dive in to the walkthrough, I just want to tell y'all a few quick things. As always, you could tell us a little bit about your use case, why you're interested in Videolinq over in the chat room. If you have any questions about the tool, the deal, how to get set up, anything like that, go ahead and leave those questions in the Q&A box down below this video. We'll circle back to them at the end of the walkthrough. And the final thing is that there will be a replay of this available. So if you need to step out or anything like that, that's fine. You can watch this as many times as you want. All right, that's it for me. Hey, Fred, how are you doing?
Hi, Lindsay. I'm doing fine. Thank you, everyone, for coming to our webinar. I will be basically showcasing the basic uses of Videolinq for multi-streaming, and then he later will be showing how to play a file, which is one of the most common questions that we are getting on the AppSumo page. So, well, Eyal, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let me share my screen. And
awesome.
Let me know.
Have fun.
Yeah, you can see my screen? Okay, great.
Yeah, let me know when you're ready for those questions and I'll come back for the Q&A.
Okay, great. Thank you, Lindsay.
Of course.
Thank you, Fred. So I'll begin by showing you what you see when you come into the console. So when you enter the console, normally the first time, you'll see this, which is a quick start. So when you are here, what you have to do is you have to create your first channel, your first destination, your first source, because the system does not know where you have your video sources, where you want to stream them out. So I will just create here a channel. And I'll call it channel 1. The next step, I'm prompt to add destinations. Assuming that you did not create any destinations, this is your first time, you would click this green, create destination, and then you could pick from our destinations. Some of these destinations allow you to use your login and to right away go into the platform. We have Facebook now, we have Twitch. In a couple of days, we're going to roll out YouTube. We have, I believe, also Core. And you can pick from any of these destinations, and those that do not have the login option where you put your username and password for that platform will always prompt you to use an rtmp pass and a stream key. And all destinations that you see here, plus I think almost everyone today in the market, allow you to send video using an rtmp pass and a stream key. We have on our help desk section, we have step-by-step examples how to go to Twitter, how to go to Vimeo, how to go to, who else here, Wix, Akamai, how to do a general RTMP. So you could look into these articles, very simple to find with the images there, how to go to the right location, find your RTMP pass and create your stream. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to just demonstrate how I'm connecting to Twitch, for example, with a login, because it's relatively simple. So I go there and I have the option again to log into Twitch with the built-in integration or connect manually. If I'm prompt to, if I want to go manually, I come to this screen. I have to give the profile a name, and then I have to go to Twitch and select from there the stream key. The options how to enter into the right zone, region of Twitch will be here. So you drop down and you basically select, I'm in Hong Kong, I'm in Frankfurt, I'm near that location. And based on that, you would select the right place and then go ahead and enter the stream key. But I want to show you here how to do it without this. So I'm going to change destination. I'm going to go back to Twitch. I'm going to log into Twitch. And then I will be prompted how to enter the password, the username and password. So let me just go backwards and back inside here. And I will show you the same what happens with YouTube, for example. So I'm going next step. I'm going to go to YouTube. I go to YouTube. And here I'm going to type, because I'm right now in a manual mode, not in the automatic login. So YouTube, and I'll call it manual so I can identify it later. And I'll just enter it here. I have tabs open here for YouTube. I prepared everything in advance so we don't waste time during the explanation here. But once you are going into your YouTube account and you are authorized to stream inside your YouTube account, you have, of course, to select your privacy settings. I listed up as unlisted, so we are not blasting now an alert to all the followers that we have at Videolinq. And what I need to grab really is the rtmp path and the stream key. The rtmp path will be in here, so you just copy it. You go back to your Videolinq account into the profile and paste it, and then you go back for your stream key. You can, it's hidden and encrypted. You can click in here and then show it and copy it. You go back inside in here and you paste it and then you save it. The next thing you can do is add more destinations. So I'm not going to do it now, but you later when you are practicing and doing it on your own, just feel free here to select from existing destinations that you created before. If you want to just add more, you're just going to click, click, click. If you don't want to use existing destinations and you want to add more from the menu, you click create destination, select the right box, and it's going to bring you back in here and allow you to see one row underneath the other. You'll see all of them. The next step is to go and select a source. So I click next step, and now I can create a source. Here it's the same. You could either select from existing sources that you created before, but the very first time that you are coming, you have to create a new source because the system does not know which sources you created since you did not create any before. So I'm going to call it source 1, for example. And I will then be able to select from 3 options. We are supporting rtmp push from your hardware encoder or your software encoder. So if you have OBS, it's a software encoder that pushes out rtmp, perfect. If you have professional equipment, for example, Teradek encoders, Matrox encoders, any kind of a hardware encoder that supports rtmp, all you have to do is select the rtmp box here and create the profile. If you want to use your webcam, we are supporting webcams. You can connect either from your computer, Windows, Mac, or Linux, or you can connect from your phone. And you would then select a webcam. As long as you are enabling your webcam video and microphone to get the signal and allow us to do that, you're going to be prompted with, let me see if I'm going to get prompt now, not yet, but you will be prompted once you are trying to activate it. What you have to do is just say, yes, I want to allow Videolinq to connect to my webcam video, to my webcam microphone. The other option that we have is to point to a file and use that file as your source for your live streaming. And the way that we do it is that we ask that the video is going to be on any media server that supports rtmp. Why we do it and why we don't allow you to put the file on your web server is because when you are using a file and you put it on a web server, you are using a protocol called HTTP, and that protocol is unpredictable. It sometimes spikes and sometimes it plays nicely, and that's how HTTP works. It does work well when you're going to a website, you want to see the web pages, you want to see the images, but it does not work well for video because video requires a constant pull or push of the source. Because what happens when video gets these spikes, it breaks. So what we are asking is that you use an rtmp source for your media file. You can host it with us, and we are providing free storage bins that you can order and then upload using FTP, for example, FileZilla FTP clients. You could upload the file and point to it, or you could use, again, any streaming service, any CDN that supports rtmp out. Here in this example, what I will do is I'm going to use our default example. It points to our environment, and you can see at the end that the file is an MP4. So I'm going to now create the channel because I'm ready to create it. And what's going to happen when I create the channel is that I will have here my source. I will have my destination, and I can, just for the sake of it, just see if it's working. I will enable, I always have to enable the source because the channel does not know where the video comes from. So you have to say, hey, use this video. And then I want to test it. So I'm going to go live, and I will see if the video is coming into the console. I get an alert saying, yes, you are basically live right now. The video shows up in here. After a couple of seconds, when we sense the quality of the stream, we are going to tell you, this is your resolution, this is your bitrate, this is the audio that you are using, your frames, everything is good. If you see a fair in yellow, it means that your stream, the bitrate, maybe the resolution of the video that is coming, is not up to standards of what the social media sites want. As an example, when you're trying to stream to YouTube, a very poor quality stream, they will tell you immediately, it's going to show there and say bad quality, and they will not take it. So what we are doing is we are giving you an indication how your stream is. The file that you are trying to use, your webcam source, your rtmp source. And if it's ready to go and it's good for you, all you got to do is just push here and start the stream going out to YouTube. I'm going to go now to YouTube and wait. It takes always between 15 to 30 seconds for YouTube to accept the stream, process it, and start realizing and analyzing how the quality is. And if you click on the stream health, you're going to see that I'm sending a very good quality. If I go back to the console and show you here, for example, there is a bad indication, and then it went up and down. I think YouTube is going to accept it and not give us a hard time about it. But if it's going to be constantly red, and you see that on the Videolinq indicator, you are yellow or red, be ready that the stream is going to break, and YouTube and the other destinations will reject it. So let's say that I'm now happy with that, and I want to add more destinations. So I'm going to go in here and add more destinations. And I'll use one of my prepared destinations. So for example, I'm going to go to Twitch, Twitter Live. I'll start with Twitter Live. And I'm going to go to Facebook. I think I created a Facebook manual before to save time. And let's see if it's working. I'm going to press here, and I'm going to press here. And I'm going to go first to Facebook and see what happens. And yeah, you can see here on the lower right side, and I can expand that. And you can see that it's running properly on Facebook. And Facebook is giving me also a thumbs up because I have the minimum requirement, 720p, 30 frames per second, above 2 meg. They're okay with it. They're not going to show any problem with it. I have my YouTube running. Conditions are good. And let me now explain what happens with Twitter. When you're streaming to Twitter, you have to use Periscope. Periscope is the streaming department of Twitter. So you basically have to create in Periscope a profile. And how you do it, when you are prompted to create the profile, use your Twitter login. When you use your Twitter login, Periscope will associate your Periscope profile with your Twitter profile. And when you are ready to stream, it's going to just show here a checkbox saying, do you want to send this to your Twitter profile? If you say yes, the video is going to go to your Twitter profile. If you don't do this, what's going to happen? You're going to only stream on periscope.tv and not on Twitter. And you see what happened here? As soon as I click to preview, meaning I'm ready to go, it prompts me to check or uncheck if to broadcast this on Twitter. And if I want to go live, I just press in here. I will do the same here. I think it started by itself. And here at YouTube, I have to press go live and go live. Okay. So now I want to check if it's really working for me. I'm gonna go now into it just takes time. This is my test profile, and I have to refresh it. And here's the video running. And if I'm gonna go to YouTube, and copy the stream and open in a separate tab. You'll see that it's playing over there too. It just takes time because we are processing video here and it has to go from the YouTube channel outside to the public. It always takes a couple of seconds for the system to catch up, and there you go. It's playing in there too. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna stop the stream because it's choking my system. My system does not have enough power to process so many encoding and demonstrating and all of that. So I'm gonna stop that. I'm gonna end the stream here. And I'm gonna end the stream here. And I'm gonna end the stream here. And inside the Videolinq console, I'll do the same. I can either stop them one by one, or I can just do stop all. And then I have to stop the transmission here and stop the source. Okay, so now that we established that we can take a file and stream that file to YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and so on, you know, any destination that we support, or you can create all your destinations as RTMP if you want to. We support close to 250 different destinations. Now let's go back and take a look on other sources. So let's say I want to do a source for my webcam. So I had set up before a webcam, I'm enabling it. And what I have to do for the webcam to start working, I have to say, enable the webcam. I enable the webcam. The widget is going to try to grab my webcam. You cannot see it by my camera on the computer turned into green, the little icon there. When you are using different video sources, we allow you to select the video source to make it as your webcam source. So on this widget here in the settings, you can go and drop down, and you're going to see I have Wirecast, I have Manycam, and I have FaceTime. I'm going to show FaceTime. And you can also select here your audio source if it's coming from different locations. And this is a pretty powerful feature because you are going to be able, if you are connected from your camera and you are using an HDMI or SDI USB capture device, those devices, they cost $300, $400. They allow you to bring your camera, or they allow you to bring your video mixer where you do all your high-end mixing into Videolinq as a webcam. And all you have to do is drop down, select the video source, select the audio source, and that will be then inside here, inside the preview, and ready for you to go. The other thing that you do, if you are doing a traditional webcam broadcast and you want to share your screen, you just do like that. You click here, and it's going to prompt you to share the screen. So you can either share your entire screen, or you can go and select a Chrome tab. So for example, if I want to show my YouTube interface, I'm going to share it now. And this is my YouTube interface. And what's going to happen in here is that my YouTube Chrome tab browser will show up in there. And I can toggle it back. I can do stop sharing, and it's going to go back to my camera. So if you're running a webinar and you want to show PowerPoint, or you want to show any kind of web pages, even playing video, you are able to share your desktop, and the audio coming from that source is going to follow you. So that means that if you are sharing a PowerPoint with an embed video, that video plus the audio is going to come into the webcam. And again, as soon as you are ready, you just press live, go live in here. And I'm not sure it's going to allow me to go into all the destinations that I wanted to go to, because they may be using a one-time stream key and I have to regenerate them. Let's see if it's going to allow me to do it. Plus, what's happening here is that I'm using my Zoom camera to talk to you guys, and the computer is not going to allow me to use my camera for Zoom and for the webcam. So assuming I don't have my Zoom camera running, I would be able to use it and start streaming. And then again, I can either start them all like this. It's asking me, yeah, do you want? Or just go one by one. So that is the webcam. And let's now talk about rtmp. So I will be selecting an rtmp source. I think I prepared it here. And your rtmp source, again, can be any type of rtmp out software. And what I will do now is I'm going to show you how I'm using Flash Media Live Encoder, which is a very popular software. OBS basically is the most popular today. Flash Media Live Encoder used to be before. When you click an FMLE, or if you click an rtmp source, what's going to happen here, the encoder tab is going to lit up, and it's going to give you an rtmp path and a stream key that you need to copy and paste into your encoder. So I will be copying both of them. I did it before to save time, and I already placed it in here. And I will begin now streaming. And I'm using a remote, it's called remote PC. So it's like TeamViewer. It's basically allowing me to encode on a different machine. So I'm not going to task my machine and take all the resources and freeze basically. So I'm just waiting now to see if it's going to allow me to do it. It may not, because the stream key just changed. So let me just copy the correct stream key and go back in there. And stop it for a moment. And change the stream key to something else. So I still have to go and do the copy and paste, unfortunately. I'm going to connect and start. And I should see no video here coming in a few seconds. Yes. And I have basically a DVD playing connected to a capture card on an old Windows 7 machine, because when we are testing, we always go backwards and test very old equipment to make sure there is full compatibility. What I want to show you here quickly is our ability to capture closed captioning from professional closed captioning encoders. So TV broadcasters love this feature. If you click here on this tab, you'll see the closed captioning credentials, and I'm going to copy them and put them inside the simulator that we have, that simulate inside here. So I'm going to just copy and paste inside here the credentials. And I'm going to start transmitting. And what's happening here, you're looking at our own interface. It's free. If you need it, just ask for it. It's called the Videolinq VLCap. And what it does, it connects, it runs on Windows machines, and it connects to your USB or serial port. If you have a professional closed captioning decoder from Evertz, EEG, Norpac, Link Electronics, all of them work with us. You're just going to get this, put it on your Windows machine, connect that decoder on the back to the Windows machine, and we will be able to capture for you all the closed captioning that is coming into that closed captioning decoder and send it live to the stream. And you'll be able to instantly to see in here that closed captioning is running. And you can see the captions as soon as the player clears up. Let me move the mouse away. So you can see the closed captioning running on the video. My quality right now is fair. I assume that I'm running just too many things here at the same time. But we are getting a lot of good feedback from customers that are using this feature. We are also integrated with all these closed captioning systems to send the captions directly. So they are able to actually drop down in their system and send the captions directly to here. And this is the reason that you see this tab. If you have this kind of an equipment, just copy and paste it directly into the equipment. Look for the drop down Videolinq, and you will be able to then send the captions directly into your channel. So let me stop the closed captioning and show you a couple of more things in here. A player. We are offering a free player. You can create a limited number of players with Videolinq. And the player is very flexible because it allows you to point to Videolinq. And we are, of course, we can act as your CDN, content delivery network. But at the same time, we understand that many of our customers, they already have their own CDN and they don't want to spend more money on Videolinq basically to be charged double. So what you could do, you could create an rtmp destination, send the video to your CDN, and once the video is there, just get the HLS pass, that's all you need, and put it into the player. I'm going to use, just for demonstration purposes, the HLS code for the player that we generate and demonstrate how to do it. The players are here on the left navigation, and you can also access from here and quickly go in active channel. Okay, I have to start the channel and go like this. And what it does when you click there, it's basically putting you straight into the player section. It does not assign a name because it doesn't know what you want. So for example, I'm going to call it test player. I can give it a description so I will remember afterwards what it was. And then because it's a live stream, it defaulted to live. And once I click it in here, takes about 10 to 15 seconds. Let's give it a few seconds. The video has to go from your computer to the media server to the CDN. And that takes some time. Sometimes it's 5 seconds, sometimes it's 15 seconds. We let it run. And in the meantime, I can talk about the player. The player allows you to customize the skin. So you could go, for example, and change the skin color. You can change how you want it to look, how you want the different icons to look, what colors to have. And you have 4 different presets. You can use any of the presets to change how it looks. So you can see that it changed a little bit. You can also control what you are using on the player. So for example, if you don't want to go full screen, you uncheck full screen will be disabled. You can uncheck the share. Then there will not be prompt to share the video. Whoever is watching the video will not be prompt to share it on social media. You can do auto starts, picture in picture, and so on. The ones that are grayed out are for the video on demand, because again, we are supporting this player to stream live and video on demand. And that supports recorded files hosted on any CDN and live streams hosted on any CDN. All you need is just the HLS path. The last thing is how you make money from these streams. If you are using any third-party advertising agency, for example, Google Ad Manager, all you have to do is come in here and select the protocol that that agency supports. And you can see in here, it tells you what it supports. And then you go to that platform, you create your logic, how you want the advertising or your own videos to show up properly. And you will get from them an HTTP path. You copy and paste it into here. And in the moment that you paste it, you just have to generate the file and you're ready to stream. What this will allow you to do is insert advertising into the player based on your own logic. All the reports, how many times the commercial ran, who watched it, what kind of country they come from, all of that is going to be provided by the third-party advertising agency. And we are just giving it as a complementary feature for you to use and try to monetize on the streams. Last thing that we want to do is see the video, but unfortunately it's not coming up. I'm not sure why. These things always happen when you're trying to demonstrate. Let me click in here and go back. And I'm going now into the streaming player section where I have a lot of different players. And I'll pick up one that is VOD. And this one does not work either. So yeah, unfortunately it does not work. I'll be happy to explain it during the Q&A session. So what I want to do now is just to give you a last peek on how and what things are done. So on the left navigation of the console, you have your sources. These are the ones that I created in advance and the one that you will create later. Destinations is where you're going to have all your destinations lined up. Anytime that you want to change a destination, you just go and click on it and change the destination values. If you want to delete it, just delete it. Same thing with the channels. When you have all your channels in here, you can decide, oh, I want to go into the channel. Or you can go and say, I want to go and delete it. Let me, before I delete it, just stop the source. Oh, I have to stop it. That's another thing to remember, that you have to stop the source. If it's an rtmp source, you have to stop the physical encoder before the channel is going to allow you to stop itself, because the physical encoder is still connected. So I'm going to try to stop it, and now it got reset. So I'm going to go now and just delete the channel, show you that it's possible to do it, and create new ones. This way you're never reaching your cap. Players, I showed you. Schedulers, I did not touch that. In general, you have 3 abilities in here to use the scheduler. You can automate your rtmp encoder, basically set up a record that says, anytime that my rtmp encoder is connecting to Videolinq, I want it to go to all these destinations. You save your settings and you never touch the channel. When your encoder connects, it's going to go to all destinations. If you want to repeat the schedule every day at the same time, you can do that. If you want to repeat the schedule in different days of the week and create a schedule that, for example, one stream is going to play from 10 to 11 in the morning, the other one from 4 to 5 in the afternoon, you can do it here. Everything is your local time, and we are translating it to GMT to accommodate a worldwide distribution. So you have all these options, and it's very flexible. It's really making it a hands-free operation for your channels. The last thing that I wanted to talk to you is about analytics, but that's more of a self-explanatory. Once you click on the portal, you're going to be able to go into the portal. click on the analytics, and you will be able to then analyze better who are your viewers, what country they come from, what kind of operating systems, what kind of browsers they use. All of that is available, and that's much more enhanced than what you see here on the homepage. The homepage is just going to show you, okay, how many hours I used this month and how much data I used this month. All Sumo links are getting, based on the code that they purchased, they are getting either 100, 250 gigabyte or 500 gigabyte for 3 codes. This is our bonus, so you can test the platform and see if you want to use Videolinq as a CDN. And we also are giving anybody who wants to use us beyond when they exhausted all that package, they will be able to pay a discounted fee of 18 cents per gigabyte for data transfer when you are using Videolinq. And again, just to mention it, if you don't want to use Videolinq, you can just use Videolinq for streaming from your webcam, streaming from your rtmp encoder into Videolinq, and then sending all these videos to your social media channels. This is a lifetime deal that we made only with AppSumo, and you can use it forever, no extra charge beyond what you paid. The only time that you will have to pay more is if you want to use Videolinq as your CDN. So that kind of concludes my demonstration. I went a little bit over time, but I think we're going to go back to you, Fred, and take some questions now.
Okay, thanks, Eyal, for the demonstration. Yes, we have some questions. One is, can you mention, for example, a use case in which I will be using multiple channels? I think I can answer this question as well. Basically, we will allow you to have only one active source per channel. So in case you want to use, two different webcams, or if you want to use a webcam or an rtmp encoder, you have to create a second channel in order to have both simultaneously running. Am I right?
Yes, that's correct. Remember that you can only use one source at a time because Videolinq is not a mixing software. If you want to mix sources, we recommend that you use OBS on a very basic level, just cut, maybe sometimes fade in, fade out between the sources. If you want a much more advanced type of mixing, desktop mixing, XSplit, vMix, very good, Wirecast. These are desktop mixing software that allows you to do green screens, titles, different video sources, mix them all, and just send an rtmp to Videolinq and do all the distribution to your social media from Videolinq. That's going to help you a lot, because when you use multiple video sources with this type of software, you're actually going to experience what happened to me here. When I'm trying to encode, use different tabs on my browser, my computer is just choking. And that's something you're going to experience as well. So it's always recommended to do the mixing in one place, then send the rtmp into Videolinq and let Videolinq on the cloud do the distribution to social media.
Okay, thanks, Eyal. Let me see. We have some other questions here. Okay, so can people run multiple Twitter profiles, or let's say multiple Facebook profiles, or multiple profiles from the same destination?
Yes, you can do that. And what you will do, let me go and go into the channel. So Facebook will not allow you, when you are authenticating with your username and password and going into Facebook and they know who you are, they will not allow you to stream to more than one location, meaning your timeline, your pages that you own or have right to as an editor to, or a public group that you have editing rights to write into. And the reason that they do it is because they want you to use the cross-posting feature. It's a feature that we are implementing and we'll have it ready very, very soon. But what happens when, for example, you are an agency and you have a customer and they say, I want you are participating and doing for them a live stream to Facebook. And there are a couple of companies involved. Every company will want to have the video coming to their pages or groups or timelines, for example. So what you're going to do not use oath, because in the moment that you use oath, Facebook knows Videolinq is coming. This is the stream they're sending in. Be ready, basically, and do not allow more posting. So what you would use, new destination, create destination, and use for all your Facebook publishing RTMP. Do not use the Facebook. Use RTMP. What's going to happen when you use RTMP is that Facebook is going to treat each of these streams that are coming in as an individual RTMP pass and stream key. And what you will do is ask your customer just to go into the streaming. Let me just go inside here. Back. I'll go back to my home. I'm going to create live video. I'm going to use a stream key. So ask every customer of yours, please come to this page. Make sure you're using a persistent stream key to avoid the need to regenerate stream keys in the last minute, because you would want to test and you don't want to burn that stream key and regenerate a new one. Ask them basically to give you the RTMP pass and the stream key, and come inside here, go to your RTMP, and then make it, call it Facebook 1, copy paste, come again, Facebook 2, copy paste. This way, what's going to happen is that at the end of your configuration, you're going to have a bunch of entries here as destinations. You begin your stream, you make sure you go live, and then you either start them all or one by one, and go to the customer, confirm, do you see the video coming to your studio? They say yes, then you tell them, okay, press go live. The reason that we are using this method again is it's a workaround basically, but you still need the customer to push go live, because you are publishing video into a property that is not yours, and they will have to do it for you.
Okay, thanks, Eyal. So, okay, well, here we have another one. Is it possible to manage the live comments coming from multiple sources? And I think this is something that we discussed in the AppSumo page, but can we talk about, and probably this is something that it's, you know, also has to be with our roadmap. Can we give like a sneak peek to users here of what they can expect from us?
Yes, I can describe it. Definitely, it's a very good question. We are working on this feature because this is something that many of our customers ask for, to be able to use the chat and communicate with their viewers through the chat. So this is one of the features that we have on our roadmap. We don't have a release date yet, but stay tuned and you will be able to see it when it's coming, and definitely use it if you will want to use it. We believe that this is really a very powerful feature that will allow you to go to the next level, not just sending the video in, but also learning who are your customers and who are your audience. And if it's a commercial type of broadcast that you're doing, engage with them, make all kind of offers to them. So it's going to be the second level of interactivity with social media audience.
Okay, this is coming also from the questions. Can you name, Eyal, some CDN providers, not Videolinq, that can work with our system?
Yes, definitely. And I'm just going to go and show you who is on the list, and you can get an idea. We designed Videolinq in mind for businesses, for enterprises. And given the fact that businesses and enterprises work with traditional CDNs or traditional video platforms, they have accounts with Vimeo, they have accounts with IBM Ustream, they have accounts with Kaltura, with Verizon, Limelight, Brightcove, Dacast, Akamai, and a lot of them have also WAV streaming cloud accounts. So if you are within that category and you see your CDN here or your video platform here, we are fully integrated with them. You can just click and start using the stream and send the video to them. But what happens if you are not using one of these platforms and you want to use a different CDN? Maybe because you are not in North America. These are mostly popular in North America, maybe Asia, Europe. Two things you got to do. Find out from your CDN if they accept rtmp in. There are many CDNs that are offering very low pricing. For example, Bunny CDN, very, very low cost pricing, but they do not support rtmp in. That means that you have no way to send to them the video. So first question is, can I send to you an rtmp video, and can you then take it and make it an ageless loop back? HLS is the HTTP live streaming protocol that is today the standard for streaming video on the internet. And if the CDN says, yes, you can send to me an rtmp, and yes, I can get you an HLS pass, then you're good. All you gotta do is, okay, what is my rtmp pass and stream key? You go, you configure it inside your channel. And I clicked in the right place. So you will go and enable rtmp, copy and paste in here the values. And afterwards, you're gonna go into the player and click on the player and expand the live or on demand, click live and paste here the HLS pass that the CDN gave you. And that's all you gotta do. In the moment that you're gonna paste it there, send them the video will show up on the player. And then you just have to do this. You save the player code, you copy and paste the iframe, and you are done. You are basically creating here a player, a free player, that is using a third-party CDN to stream the video from that third-party CDN into the Videolinq player. And it doesn't cost you nothing beyond the deal that you bought from AppSumo.
Okay, thanks, Eyal. Okay. Okay, we have another question that is probably related to something that we have on our roadmap. And it's, can we show, moving content or text at the bottom of, my player or when I'm doing live stream? So basically making it interactive or being able to showcase. I think in some way we showcase the fact that you can always use your screen share, but I think this is within, the platform itself and not just, screen sharing something that you already have. Mm-hmm. So should we give them another sneak peek of what is coming in 2021?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so in 2021, we are planning to add a couple of abilities to add what's called overlayers over the video. And that will basically take care of that because you're going to be able to add layers on top of the video. Something that is present, by the way, at the moment through the player only, but it's not on the live stream yet. So we are working on putting it into the live stream. And I think that's kind of what the question is asking, right, Fred?
Yes, I think basically to be able to add, overlays on top of the live stream. Okay, let's have a few more questions. Can we use the player to wrap the stream from one of the other sources? As an example, they are using YouTube.
No. It's a violation of the YouTube policy as a user. If you read the small letters, YouTube will not allow you to take their stream. Vimeo will not allow you to take their stream unless they provide a specific HLS, which I don't believe they do. And that goes on for many others. They don't want you to pull their stream and use it somewhere. They want you to basically send your audience to their platform. So the answer is no.
Okay, this is, I think, along the couple of questions that we already answered before. And it says, you mentioned that Videolinq will be, so it's an alternative to StreamYard, which I think we are still not there. Do you have plans to develop a broadcast studio or live studio? And I think this is really related to what we want to accomplish.
Everybody right now is looking for features like that because unfortunately we are all at home This is a feature that nobody even was considering 6 months ago, 12 months ago. And everybody's rushing. We are in that group. We are working on it. We are planning to release that sometime next year. We don't have right now a date for that. Our focus right now is really to help with the features that I mentioned earlier when I was answering the other questions, but it's definitely something that we are looking into, but we don't have yet a release date for that at the moment.
Thanks, Eyal. We have another question, and I think we can probably answer this one. All my broadcasts are from my webinar app. I don't need an encoder, right? Maybe you can mention, similar use cases that we already have from our own customers using Zoom or other platforms in order to. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, please. For sure, yeah. One of our customers is Verizon. And Verizon, they bought 2 months ago, 3 months ago, a company called BlueJeans. BlueJeans is a competitor of Zoom and WebEx. And Verizon bought them so they can offer it to their customers. They're doing daily webcast with Videolinq using BlueJeans. And BlueJeans is like Zoom. It's like the platform we are now on. And also on Zoom, also, it's the same thing. You basically conduct your webinar, desktop sharing, webcam. You can invite new guests to participate like we are doing now. And from Zoom, from WebEx, from BlueJeans, what you do is you basically say, I want my program to go out to Videolinq. And you can actually select, I want an RTMP out. You go into the channel, you select your RTMP as a source, you get the encoder tab active, and you copy paste the RTMP pass and the stream key into your Zoom, into your WebEx, into your BlueJeans platforms. And you do what these guys are doing every day. Their meetings are coming into Videolinq. They are doing the interaction in real time using BlueJeans. And you can do it with Zoom, you can do it with WebEx. And you are sending the video to us, and then you select where you want to go. I want to go to my YouTube channel. I want to go to my Facebook. I want to go to Twitter. Whatever you have followers, you're basically going to set them up to receive that. And again, no cost involved because you are using, for example, your Zoom account or your WebEx account, you already paid for it. If you're using the free Zoom, you have 20 minutes, I think, before the session expires. But this is what we are here for. We are basically, think of Videolinq as a distribution hub. We are a cloud distribution for multiple streams going out, coming from most available sources, including Zoom, including WebEx. GoToWebinar, for example, does not have this feature. Somebody was asking about it. Unfortunately, they don't have it, but many others have it. So check your platform, the one that you are using. If it has an RTMP out, send it to Videolinq, and then set up on the destinations where you want your webinar to go.
Okay, thanks, Eyal. So we have some questions about the chat, first of all, if this is available right now, which the answer is basically no. And we haven't mentioned, which AppSumo account will have the ability to use the chat, which is basically the free codes or the multiple AppSumo account, the only one that will be having access to it. So I guess we answered already that question. Okay, we have something that it also counts a lot in the AppSumo page, is if it is possible to stream to Instagram. I answered this question on the page already, but would you give us an explanation of why this is not possible now?
Yes, Instagram did not want until recently anybody to stream to them unless they're using their phone. And they have the reasons, I'm not going to get into that, but they've been getting a lot of pressure. I've heard rumors, I don't know if they're true or not, that Facebook is going to basically allow posting into Instagram live Facebook streams. If this is true, it's great, and we will be ready out of the box for that because we are already streaming into Facebook. And that will solve basically the inability at the moment of anybody, that is not using the Instagram app and their phone to stream to Instagram.
Okay, thanks, Eyal. Okay, we have some questions coming around, the scheduler and being able to, playback files. Let's suppose that they have the server already with the rtmp, or that they are using the Videolinq CDN. So would it be possible to use the scheduler to schedule, let's say, a file that I want to stream and to do it in multiple destinations, which is basically what we are about?
Yes, 100%. This is part of the logic that we have inside the channel. You set up any destination, you set up any source, any destination, and then you click here and you add a scheduler. I have my rtmp auto start, and you can see it's very simple. It's just a name and a checkbox and a save. But I can also create a scheduler. So I can go and say I want a new scheduler, and I want to use file, for example. I'm just going to give it a name. And I don't do rtmp because it's a different method of source. And I can then repeat or go into a different. So again, if you wanted to go every Sunday at 12 o'clock, if you want to go every Wednesday, whatever, you basically create your schedule here and you save it. And then you will just enable the source, enable all the destinations, click on go live, and then enable the scheduler. What the scheduler does, it takes ownership of the channel, it locks it, it will not allow it to go live until the time comes to go live. And if you have multiple schedules, it will basically go through them and go live and then stop whenever it needs to stop. We have a tutorial video that explains it. I believe it's inside the scheduler section. Yep. If you click here, you're going to be able to see the video, and the tutorial video explains how to do it. It takes like 2-3 minutes, or 3 minutes, I think. But it explains here there how to do all these steps with the video and demonstration and all of that. So it's basically going to show you how to do it. We don't have time to wait for the whole thing, but just, if you have already an account, just go to the scheduler section and click on the tutorial video. I want to just mention everyone just to take a look in every section of the website. You have here tutorial videos. If you get stuck, just go there and click tutorial video. It will give you an explanation of what's going on there, how to do things. And it will solve, I think, most of questions people have.
Okay, we have a question around quality that they can run on Videolinq. Can you tell us a little bit what are our current capabilities right now when streaming live?
Yes, it's very simple. We are supporting up to 1080p, 60 frames per second, 8 megabit per second. So your bitrate cannot go above 8 meg per second, and your resolution cannot go above 1080p. The reason we are doing it is because we are not transcoding outputs, and Facebook, Twitter, they don't accept 4K. So we have no way to give them something if the customer wants to go and send a 4K to YouTube. YouTube supports 4K, but it's the only platform that supports 4K at the moment.
Thanks, Eyal. Let me see. Okay, this is something that is coming up also on the AppSumo page. Can we stream it, files, so we can do live 24/7? And I think this is more related actually to playing files and not to the live stream. Can we maybe talk about that a little bit?
Yes, streaming 24/7, it's a whole different ballpark. When you're streaming 24/7, you need a very reliable system that will have good source and good destination. And you cannot stream 24/7 to social media. YouTube will kick you out after 8 hours, I think. Periscope after 4 hours. Facebook after 4 hours if you're coming from your webcam, 8 hours if you come from Videolinq. So they are blocking us. So we have no way to do 24/7. We do have 24/7 service at Videolinq, but it's a separate package from the AppSumo package. And we do have channels that are doing 24/7. We have TV stations that are doing that, and they're streaming to OTT devices. But again, it's a different package. It's not something that we are offering with the AppSumo package. Our focus with the AppSumo package is basically to give you something that you can use for lifetime and go to social media, because truly, I think majority of right now live streams out there are going to social media. If you want to do 24/7 on your website, please contact us. We'll be able to demonstrate and show you how it works and share with you some of the customers that we have that are doing it, and explain also what it takes on your side to maintain and manage it properly.
Thanks, Eyal. Okay, we have some people cheering for recurring CDN. Maybe I will be tackling that. We certainly discussed, with our partners if this is a possibility for AppSumo. Unfortunately, guys, I have to tell you that there's no way for us to be able to offer recurring CDN packages for you because of cost associated to it. We would really like to do it. Unfortunately, we cannot. So sorry about that. That's why this is a lifetime deal, and it's a very different game when you get recurring payments every single month. So sorry about that. Probably will not happen. That's why we basically reduce our current gigabyte cost from our regular user to AppSumo users. So you have actually a reduced cost on the gigabyte that we are giving to you.
Something that I wanted to show, since we're here looking at the interface, I thought on the upper right side, you will go into settings. Just remove this. And you have this here. When we have critical alerts that you need to know about, they will show up in here. Right now, there are none, but they will show up in here. If you want to mute it, just click that. Now, the console has constantly alerts. Your stream is working, your stream is not working, your destination is working, your destination is not working, your player is missing that. We are enabling these alerts because we want to basically help you learn how to operate the system and kind of understand the logic. If you are getting very frustrated and you feel that you already know what you're doing, just come in here and disable it, and you will not see anymore any alerts. If you are running into trouble and you want to see the alerts, come back inside here, click it, see the alerts, you see, console notification, turn on, and that will basically help you see these alerts. You're good, everything working, come back here, disable it.
Thanks, Eyal. We have some other questions related to if they can, use a scaler to basically preset everything that they will like to stream before actually going live. Or can you explain a little bit use cases for the scaler for both live stream and video files? And
yes, for sure. I'll tell you the story of one of our customers, the Diocese of Grand Rapids in Michigan. They're using our service for both their Sunday sermons, every Sunday, 10 o'clock, like a clock. It has to go live to their Facebook and their web page. And they also have a Catholic school where they want to stream to evening students, mostly adults over age 20 that want to learn in the evenings. So what they do is, I'll go into the channel and just show you. So they're using the rtmp scheduling. Let me explain it. So they're using the rtmp scheduling for their live streams. So what they do is they come in here, they enable the rtmp encoder, and then they have an automated encoder inside the church that takes the signal from the cameras that they have there and basically sends it to Videolinq. When they send it to Videolinq, they also enable their YouTube, as an example. And then what they do is they go and click rtmp auto start. And what happens there, you see the channel change to standby. So when their encoder connects every Sunday at 10 o'clock, it's going to start immediately streaming into the player that they have on their website and to their Facebook or YouTube. I clicked the wrong one, it should be this one. And then to their Facebook page. At 11 o'clock, when the sermon ends, their rtmp encoder is going to stop. And what's going to happen is that from stop, because once it's going live, it's going to show stop. It's going to move back to standby. Next Sunday, same thing. They don't have to come to their channel with Videolinq. Everything is pre-configured. So that takes care of the RTMP automation. Let me explain what happens with the file. You want to source from a file. You want to go to all these destinations. You come inside here and you create a schedule, and you say, for example, like their evening classes, they upload their files. They are pointing to the right file for the right day. And then they come in here and they say, I want every day, it's evening. I think it starts at 7 in the evening and it ends at 8. And they basically give it a name as an example and create. And what they do is they enable it here. And then what's happening is that they have to go live. I forgot to push it. And now again, it changed to standby. And you can see the channel is scheduled to start broadcasting at 7 p.m. and end at 8 p.m. That means that what's going to happen tonight at 7 o'clock, or the day that they selected, the source from the MP4 file is going to get pulled. It's going to go to all destinations. It will start at that time. And as long as your destination does not require that you push go live, you don't have to do it in there. If you schedule on Facebook, you don't have to push go live. I believe the same with YouTube. So at 7 o'clock at night, the broadcast will begin using a source file, and at 8 o'clock, and the channel will be resetting. All they do is next morning, they come, replace the file behind the source file, and they're ready for the next evening.
Thanks, Eyal. I think we basically answered most of their questions. There's about, one of you using Bunny CDN that I think you already mentioned. Please, guys, just to remember that this is going to be recorded. So if you miss part of, Eyal's presentation on how to use the platform, you can probably be able to ask AppSumo to upload it somewhere, or I don't know exactly how they will go about that. But feel free to reach out to them because this is recorded and it will be available for all Sumo links.
Definitely. You'll be able, excuse me, you'll be able to watch this as many times as you want. It'll be on YouTube. It'll be linked on the deal page. And it's usually available when you purchase the deal. It'll be in a drop-down list. So yeah, y'all can see this in a number of places. Are we all done with the questions, guys?
Yeah, I think we answered most of them. Yeah, we have a few new, like, OneStream that people is comparing us to OneStream. I would say that basically the main difference between OneStream and Videolinq is that OneStream is on purpose built to video on demand, and we are a live streaming platform, and that's why we require the rtmp protocol in order to be able to push files from your servers or from our servers to our destinations. That's, I would say, is the biggest difference that we have between the two companies.
Wonderful. All right, I'm going to go ahead and close this out. Thank you so much, Sumolings, for hanging out with us today. If you haven't already, you can go to appsumo.com/videolinq to redeem your code. It is starting at $59 for a lifetime deal, and of course is backed by AppSumo's 60-day guarantee. So you can go ahead and get set up, play around with it, and see how it works for you. If you have any more questions about this deal or tool, you can always leave those on the deal page. And of course, once you've been hanging out with Videolinq for a while, we definitely want to read your reviews. So far, the reviews are coming in great. So thank you all so much for trying this out and letting us know how you feel about it. And thank you so much, Fred and Eyal, for hanging out with us today and walking us through.
Thank you, Lindsay, for the nice intro and for, getting all this webinar all together. Thanks very much.
Definitely. All right, everybody, have a good one.